What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $375 in the day. Good way to finish the week. Let's go over the trades really quick. My first one was FEYE, FireEye, cybersecurity name. As you all know, Equifax had a massive security breach, like 130 million accounts were hacked. That's like a third of America. So I thought cybersecurity would be a name that would be popping today. Out of the gates, you can kind of see kind of going both ways. Then we had this candle drop off and then coming back up. I played the candle over candle, the red to green move here. I went long right at 1608 and I got a quick pop up. It was nice and green and I was like, okay, here we go. We're off to the races. And then boom, this candle just sold off hard. And when I saw that, I wanted to get out pretty quickly because it was starting to go low a day, and I didn't want anything to do with that, so I ended up selling for about an $80 loss out of the gates. My next trade was MOMO. This was a news play. You can kind of see here's the normal volume, and then this candle showed up. This is the news volume. And I think it was buyout rumor. Pretty sure that's exactly what it was. When I heard that, I hit my buy button twice. I had it set to 1,000 shares, and it was on market order at the time. Instead of changing this and hitting buy, I just came over, went bam bam on the buy button twice, and it filled me at 38.20 and 38.15 right inside this candle. Got the quick pop up, and I ended up selling half at 39 and the other half at 35. So nice win right there for sure on a pure news play. So Equifax was the big news story, and I told everybody in my Discord chat. First off, if you're not familiar, I do have a Discord chat. There's a ton of people in here today, and more than welcome to come. It's free, completely free, so come on in, and I'm here to call out what I see during the day over in voice alerts, and also just have a good place for traders to discuss what they're looking at, call out their trades, and we actually have some new traders as well, so I'm here to offer free advice and answer questions if they have them. So come on over. But anyway, I told everyone in the Discord chat today, I think Equifax is going to go up from this point. Yes, it was a massive breach, but they're not going to lose any business over it. And the reason why is because there's only like 3 companies that do what they do in the entire country. So it's not like they're going to lose all, and I think these guys are the biggest ones. So it's not like they're going to lose their business to the other guys. It's not going to happen. Equifax is like the best. So yes, massive security breach, but it's more like if it can happen to these guys, it can happen to the other two just as easily. So uh, it's like, yeah, it's bad news, but they're not going to lose a dime of business, and you got to look at it that way. So I told everyone it's probably going to dip out of the open, and then after that, it's probably a buy. And had I been watching this thing, I would have bought it right here. Had the low push, pop up, another low, a higher low, and that would have been the signal to, okay, next candle over candle to go long on this sucker. But I didn't get in there. I wasn't watching it. I was playing other things. So it broke through the VWAP on this pop here. And we'll fast forward just a little bit, and it was slowly coming down to the VWAP. And I wanted to buy the VWAP because I thought it'd bounce off there and go. All right. So my problem on this trade is I only took 500 shares, but I didn't give it enough wiggle room. See, the VWAP is a line on our charts, but it's an area in real life. You know, a lot of the hedge funds, bankers, whatever, they get commission on a trade based off of, if they have a large order, they get a commission based off of where they buy or sell in accordance to the VWAP. So if they have a huge buy order and they can fill their order below the VWAP, they're going to get a better commission than if they're buying it way up here above the VWAP. And it's just, and so you have to look at it as an area. The trade idea was correct, as you can kind of see here, faded, faded. Yes, it broke through the VWAP, but then boom, it took off. All right, and that was kind of the pop I was looking for. It's just a pop off of the VWAP. So I bought here, but really what I should have done is waited for a candle over candle, and that would have been the perfect buy point right here. I just got a little too, I got in a little too early. You can see right here, I got in at 121.90, and I got It just dropped on me, and I ended up selling before the break of 2150 inside this candle. As it was looking like 50 was going to break, I just wanted out. After it broke 50, popped right back up, and it actually made basically a $3 move from where I, or $2.50 move from where I wanted to get in at. So the trade idea was correct, but I didn't give myself the proper entry. I mean, it was just candle under candle, candle under candle, candle under candle, candle under candle. There was no candle over candle to signal buyers. So that would have been a better entry right there. I was just a little early. I was literally 4 minutes early. It was the difference between a home run and losing $150. FOLD was my next trade. This one was a news play as well. You kind of see the volume coming in right here. Nothing going on, nothing going on. Boom. 640,000 shares of volume and then back to nothing. So you can kind of see it right here too. Here's the volume. Here's the spikes. This one I heard they got approved in Canada for one of their drugs. I think last week or earlier in the week they had an approval in Australia for the same drug. So this is a larger float stock. So it's not going to move as fast or make as big a moves as say a small float stock. This is 164 million shares, so it's very big, and it's Canada, right? So it's not the U.S. There's far more people in the U.S. than there are in Canada, so there's far less people to buy this product in Canada. So it's not massive news. Nonetheless, it's news and it's good news. So when I heard of the approval, I went long really quick. It hadn't moved much. I went long at 1406, 2,000 shares, pops up, and I actually top tick. Oh, no, I didn't top tick it. I was 1 cent away from top ticking the move. I sold it 1409. So my next trade was Restoration Hardware. This one was I was playing it for a couple of reasons, and a couple of guys in chat today were asking about that, and I was happy to answer. Um, the first thing I was wanting to play it to the long side today because it had such a massive day yesterday. I mean, basically up $22 yesterday. That's a massive move for this stock. So everybody's watching it for continuation today. So I know the long side out of the gates is probably going to be the stronger way to play it. I didn't get in at all on any of this. So this was a proper pullback. And then we start moving up here, and you can kind of see what I drew here on the 1 minute. Again, if you look at the VWAP as an area, yes, we broke through the VWAP, but then it came right back up, and it held the VWAP. And this is a solid break, right? And if it would have come up, tested VWAP, and moved back down, it's probably done. But instead, it came back up to VWAP and kind of held this area and made a higher low here, and then popped back above VWAP, and then it came down, and this time it made another higher low. So it creates, and you can see it with the orange lines I made, it made this wedge, this ascending triangle here, to where it getting to this point that it's either got to go down big or it's going to go up big. And as you can see, it played out perfectly. I took 1,000 shares on this, thinking, and my risk is, more than likely, if it's going to break out, it's going to break out to the upside. But it could easily still break down here, right? And I took 1,000 shares at 72.77, and as soon as volume, you can kind of see the volume spike come in too here, and that's what I saw. I saw tons of buying come in. That's why I felt confident taking 1,000 shares. Pops up over 73 really quick. Right here is where I sold 500 shares, half my share size, for what is that, 23-cent win, and wait, no, 28-cent win. It's pretty nice. And then I sold the remaining. I put a stop limit in, so the price, the L2 kept going up. It was at 73.05, 73.06, 73.07, 73.08, 73.09, 73.10. And what I was doing is I put a stop on quote or stop limit 1 penny below the bid. So I was going to let the bid keep moving up, and as every time it went up a penny, I raised my stop up a penny, and just was going to keep doing that. And as soon as it started ticking the other way, so this was 73.11, and then it went to 73.10, so it dropped down one. That's when I would get stopped out. Well, that's what happened here. I had it set at 73.010, and when it sold at 73.03. I mean, 7 cents of slippage is stupid. That's terrible. Thank you, E-Trade. But anyway, that's when I sold the remainder. And as soon as it sold, took off even more and went to a high of 73.75. So this play was key. This is a nice ascending triangle here. Easy to draw, easy to see. You can kind of see it on the 5 minute as well. I could just kind of do one of these. You kind of see the flat top that it made right here is resistance. So the support line's coming up and the resistance line is staying the same. And when it gets to the point, it's got to make a move. It's either going to go down hard or it's going to go up hard. So that was a good trade. My next trade was KURA, KURA. This one I am a little pissed at, to be honest. So I got long right here for the break of 13. I thought, we had the breakdown here, came right back up, made a higher low, right? And it was curling back up. And I thought, okay, we're going to break 13 and it's going to get going again. So I went long right here for the break of 13. It went to 13 and it couldn't break it, and then sold off. And I literally sold the bottom of this candle. As soon as this candle closed, this is the candle that got the pop to 13.20. So I was a minute early on my exit. Otherwise, it would have been a nice profit. I only took 500 shares, so I lost about $60 on that trade. My next trade was some call activity on SeaWorld. I was notified by my news source that there's some call buying on SeaWorld, and when you kind of see other people playing that's where this volume came from. So I bought 2,000 shares at 12.12, and it just kind of didn't go anywhere very fast. So I ended up selling right here for a penny win, about $20. So VSTM was my next trade. This one I actually thought was going to be a candle over candle play on the 5 minute. You can kind of see here, we have the spike up, spike up, really no pullback yet. So here's our first real pullback. We're inside this candle right here, and I thought we were going to go candle over candle and get the next move. So I was playing for the break of 559. You kind of see it here on the 1 minute. So I go long right here, thinking, okay, we're gonna go candle over candle in the 5 minute. I go long at 556. We hit a high of 558. It can't crack it, and then the selling came in, and it dropped, 10, 9 cents, whatever, in about 5 seconds. So when that happened, I actually got flushed out. I sold, and it was after this candle closed did you actually get the 5 minute candle over candle play. And I was actually calling that out in chat when it happened, and I was like, I am so pissed because this is the candle that the move happened on, and this is also the candle I got flushed out on. So the candle over candle play, it would have given, what is that, 5 cents. So I didn't miss out on too much, but I did regret losing money on the trade. Next trade was Qualcomm, QCOM. This one, again, a news play. I love news plays. I make most of my money on news. So this one, there was chatter out that they lost in court against Apple, and a couple of us in chat were saying that I thought that court case was already solved. But regardless, I don't know if there's another court case out there that they have, another lawsuit, whatever. So this one, I went short when I heard the news, and 49.72 was my entry. So right here, and we got quite the flush, but I sold inside this first flush here. I actually hit the absolute low when I covered of this candle. I'm so proud of myself. and I'm also so proud of myself for missing about 65 cents. So, but again, I'm totally fine with that. I made 12 cents on 500 shares. You know, it's $60. I'll take that all day long. You know, I'm never going to hit the high or the low of the move I'm trying to go for. You just take your hit and you move on. My next trade was NLNK, and looking back on this, I have no idea what I was thinking. I don't know why I went long on this. There's no reason to. There's no proper pullback. It hit a high and then was coming back down. Maybe I gotta see what I was thinking. I was probably thinking the break in 19 would get this thing to move up and move up quick. So that's the only thing looking back on it I can think of. I went long, you know, you kind of see here, it goes from 1850 to 1930 in 3 or 4 minutes. So I went long 1905 and I got stopped out after it broke uh, the 18 mark or the 19 mark for basically a $50 loss. My next trade was Macy's. This one also was a news play. You can kind of see this huge move right here. This is all based off the news. The news was Target in a blog post said they're lowering prices on thousands and thousands of items. Okay, so there's a couple reasons why I didn't trade Target. First off, the news was on Target, so Target is moving immediately when the news hits. So I'm, you know, the fastest news source out there is still going to be behind the people that know it firsthand. The hedge fund guys that get their news, before us retail dudes. So that was already probably moving very fast. Um, the second thing, let's go to Target real quick. You can kind of see it. Boom. All right, there's the Target move. So slashing prices means a couple things. Target is having a hard time selling merchandise at their current prices, so they have to lower prices to bring in people. And even if they do bring in people, they're still going to make less money now on those same things. It's a negative thing. The positive is they're going to bring in more people now probably because they have lower prices. So you have a positive and negative there, right, for Target. What the means for the rest of the sector, then that's where the sympathy play comes into. And I only played Macy's because that was the first ticker symbol I could think of. For some reason, I had a brain fart. I could have played Walmart. Um, there's Walmart. Walmart did the exact same thing. Played Costco. Did the exact same thing. All of them related in that sector, right? So I played Macy's because this is the first one I could think of that was in that sector. So what it means for the rest of the sector. So if Target is having to slash their prices to bring in people, maybe the rest of the sector is having a hard time. Okay, so that's a double negative, or that's a negative on everybody else. The second negative is if Target is lowering their prices, which is a positive for Target and the fact that it'll bring in consumers, that means it's going to take consumers away from the competition. So Macy's, Costco, Walmart, all of those guys, they're all competition. So Target's going to pull consumers away from those guys. So it's a double negative for everybody else. So the sympathy play was actually the strongest of the two plays rather than playing Target. Anyway, that's basically my thought process in about 2 seconds, uh, explained in 5 minutes. So anyway, I went short when I heard that news. It was taken negatively. I went short 41.09, 40 or 21.49 right here, and 2 minutes later we got a dip where I can cover for a decent win. I covered. It ended up hitting a bottom down here, and what I make, $60 on the trade. It was a good trade. All right, so my next trade was Walmart. I tried to short this one, and I'm noticing a trend that when I go back to play these plays again, like the first part of the news play that I hit, I usually am green on. When I try to play them again for continuation or whatever, I usually give back money. And these next two trades, I gave back quite a bit. So Walmart 12.28. Let's get to the right time frame. Right over here, I was thinking, okay, we're hitting an area, and we're going to start coming back down. So when we got candle, and when we went candle under candle here, it was a good sign for me. I was like, okay, this is great. This is kind of what I want. This is the breakdown I'm looking for, right? Finally, we're breaking this trend of this up movement, and now we're going to break down. And I went short as it looked like it was going to break down again. Went short at 78.53 right here. Well, as soon as I went short, we got candle over candle, and then it went higher than this area right here. So that just pissed me off big time. I ended up losing $110 on that trade. I tried to play it the other way. I said, okay, you're going to show strength. You're going to go higher than this high right here. I'm going to go on the long side of that. So I actually went long right here, thinking, okay, you're going to move up to the VWAP maybe. And no, it ended up selling off on me, and it ended up moving down later on, but it didn't do what I thought it was going to do, so I got out for a loss of about $60 there. So basically a $200 loss in the matter of a minute, but it just didn't go how I thought it would go, so you have to cut your losses and move on. If I would have held, this would have been pretty bad for me, so I think it ended up close to the VWAP later on in the day, but the trade for the moment just did not work out for me at all. So 1240, I noticed that Target was still kind of leading the pack on the way this moved. You can kind of see right here, Target was in a downtrend, and it started cracking, breaking to the low side pretty big. This is a pretty big move, 25-cent move in about 10 seconds, I think it happened. When I saw that, I went back to Macy's and I shorted, because you can kind of see right here, this exact same move, but this Macy's move hadn't happened yet. It was still up here. So I went short when I saw that breakdown in Target. I went short 21.35. I took 3,000 shares, and it dropped, and I actually hit the absolute bottom right here of this move for, what is it, 2 pennies, $60. ARRY, this was halted for news. This is another biopharma company that released some phase 3 data today on safety. It was a combination of some of the drugs they have, and it was positive news. So out of the gate, when it opened up, you have to keep in mind NLNK and KURA today. Those suckers had been going nutso. So people are hot for any biopharma company that's got good news. They're probably going to move. So when it opened up, I tried to get filled at 11.50, but I had the wrong price put in. Instead of 11.50, I had 21.50, and when you're putting in a price that's $10 over the current market, or the current price, E-Trade gives you a warning. You say, you sure you want to put a buy in $10 over the current asking price? So I didn't get filled nonetheless, so I canceled that order. And I just watched it. I missed what I was going for. It spiked down out of the open, and as it was coming back up, I wanted to buy the 11.50 mark, and it would have turned out real nice. But then it sold off pretty hard, and it was just sell, 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 selling hard, and finally it broke 11. And I was like, okay, well, if you were short, you're definitely probably going to cover for that break of 11. So when it broke 11, I bought here, assuming that shorts were going to cover it. It popped right back up, got on, so I bought here at 1090 basically, and it shot right back up, and I sold at 1105, and it did end up going way down here. Wow, been a great buy too, but my plan was to buy the break of 11 as shorts were covering to sell for the break of 11 again. So that was a nice win there. Get me decently green on the day for sure. Brings me to my total of 375. Um, great, great week. I think I made over $1,000 this week. It's been a while since I had $1,000 a day, but the market has just not been giving me the trades that I like to trade very often. So um, I'll definitely take $1,000 in 4 days. So if you have any questions on my trading style, please join us in my Discord. The link for that is in the description below. and also I'm here 100% free to help new traders, and we're always welcoming obviously experienced traders. There got a few guys in chat today. You kind of see over here. This is the Beers on Me group. If you make $500 in the week, we give you this tag that you get to pimp out for the whole week. So um, definitely looking. There's a few. I think there's 5 guys in that this week. So this is after hours here, so there's not a lot of people in on a Friday. But during market hours, it's very busy, and it's a really good chat. So link for that is down in the description below, and we'd love to have you. So, all right, I will see you all in the next video.